Forbidden but fated. A werewolf romance story. Opening. Hello, my beautiful dreamers. This is Luna, and welcome back to Luna's Romance Audiobooks, where forbidden love burns brightest and fate has a way of breaking every rule. Tonight, I have a story that will set your hearts racing. A tale of impossible love, ancient laws, and a bond so powerful that not even the most sacred prohibitions can break it. Imagine being told from birth that one person is completely off limits, that loving them would bring destruction to everything you hold dear, that the very laws of your kind forbid what your heart desires most. Now imagine discovering that the forbidden one is your fated mate. So settle in close, my dreamers. This is a story about breaking rules, defying destiny, and discovering that some loves are worth any price. This is Forbidden but Fated. Prologue. The Law. I was 7 years old when my mother sat me down and explained the one unbreakable rule of our pack. "Lysandra," she said, her hands gentle on my shoulders, "there's something you need to understand. Something very important." "What is it, Mama?" "You know that our pack and the Nightshade pack are allies, yes? That we've maintained peace for generations through a sacred treaty?" I nodded. Even at 7, I understood pack politics. The Silvercrest pack and the Nightshade pack controlled the Northern Territories together. Peace between us meant prosperity for all. Part of that treaty includes restrictions. She chose her words carefully. The alpha heir of each pack is forbidden from bonding with anyone from the other pack, to preserve the bloodlines, to prevent one pack from absorbing the other through marriage. I don't understand. The Nightshade Alpha has a son, Kyle. He's a few years older than you. Her expression was serious. You are our alpha heir, Lysandra, which means you and Kale Nightshade can never be together. Not as friends, not as pack mates, and certainly not as anything more. Why not? Because the treaty says so. Because our ancestors decided it was the only way to maintain balance. She pulled me close. "Promise me, little one. Promise me you'll never break this law. The consequences would be catastrophic." I promised. I was 7. I didn't understand what I was promising. I didn't know that 10 years later I'd meet Kale Nightshade at the annual summit. I didn't know that one look into his steel-gray eyes would change everything. I didn't know that the moon goddess had a cruel sense of humor. Because Kale Nightshade, the one person in the entire world I was forbidden to love, was my fated mate. And the moment our eyes met across that crowded hall, the bond snapped into place with a force that brought me to my knees. He was forbidden to love me. I was forbidden to love him. But fate didn't care about ancient treaties, and neither did our wolves. Chapter 1. The Summit. 17 years old, and I was already exhausted by pack politics. "Stand up straight, Lysandra," my father murmured as we entered the summit hall. "Remember, you represent Silvercrest. Every eye will be on you." I resisted the urge to roll my eyes. The annual summit was a gathering of all the northern packs. A week of negotiations, alliances, and carefully choreographed social events designed to maintain the delicate balance of power. As alpha heir, I'd been attending since I was 10, and every year I hated it more. The hall was magnificent, all soaring ceilings and crystal chandeliers filled with the most powerful wolves in the territory. Alphas, betas, heirs from every pack. And somewhere in this crowd was Kale Nightshade. I'd seen him from a distance over the years, always carefully avoiding him, as the treaty demanded. He was a few years older, 20 now, and already acting as his father's second in command. I knew he had dark hair and gray eyes, knew he was tall and built like a warrior, knew his reputation as a fierce fighter and brilliant strategist. But I'd never spoken to him, never gotten close enough to catch his scent. Until tonight. "The Nightshade delegation," someone announced, and the crowd parted. Alpha Theron Nightshade entered first, a formidable man with silver threading his black hair. Beside him walked a woman who must be his Luna, elegant and poised, And behind them, my breath caught. Kyle Nightshade was devastating. Taller than I'd realized, with broad shoulders and a lean, muscled frame that moved with predatory grace. His dark hair was slightly long, falling into those steel-gray eyes that seemed to see everything. He wore formal black, the Nightshade crest embroidered in silver on his jacket. Power radiated from him like heat, his alpha presence unmistakable even though he hadn't yet taken his father's title. I couldn't look away. Then his head turned as if sensing my stare. Our eyes met, and the world exploded. The mate bond slammed into me like a physical force. Golden light bursting behind my eyes, a tether snapping into place between us. Every nerve ending in my body suddenly alive and screaming, mine. My wolf surged forward, desperate, needy, recognizing her other half. And from the way Kale's eyes flashed pure gold, the way his entire body went rigid, I knew he felt it too. Mate? Fated mate. The one person I was absolutely, completely, utterly forbidden to have. Lysandra? My father's voice cut through the haze. Are you all right? You've gone pale. I couldn't answer, couldn't breathe, couldn't think beyond the devastating reality crashing over me. Kyle was still staring at me, his expression a mixture of shock, longing, and something that looked like despair. He knew. Of course he knew. The treaty between our packs was famous. We'd both been raised knowing this one unbreakable rule. I managed. I need some air. I fled before my father could stop me, pushing through the crowd, desperate to get away from those gray eyes that saw too much. I made it to the gardens before the tears came. This couldn't be happening. Of all the wolves in all the territories, why him? Why the one person I couldn't have? Lysandra. I spun to find Kale standing there, having followed me out. In the moonlight he was even more beautiful, and the bond between us hummed with desperate need. Don't, I said, my voice breaking. Don't come any closer. I felt it too. His voice was rough, pained. The moment I saw you, we can't. I wrapped my arms around myself. You know we can't. The treaty. Damn the treaty. He took a step forward, and I could smell him now, pine and steel in winter storms, the most intoxicating scent I'd ever experienced. You're my mate, my fated mate. The moon goddess chose you for me. And our packs forbid it. Tears streamed down my face. If we acknowledge this bond, if we act on it, it could destroy the alliance, could start a war between Silvercrest and Nightshade. So what? We just ignore it? Pretend we didn't feel it? His hands clenched. Pretend my wolf isn't screaming at me to claim you right now. Yes. The word was agony. That's exactly what we do. I can't. You have to. I forced myself to look at him, to memorize every detail. You're the Nightshade heir. I'm the Silvercrest heir. Our duty is to our packs, not to each other. Duty. He laughed bitterly. My whole life has been about duty. Doing what's expected, following the rules. And now the moon goddess gives me you, gives me the one thing I've wanted without even knowing I wanted it, and I'm supposed to walk away. We both are. He moved closer and I couldn't retreat. Couldn't make myself put distance between us when everything in me wanted to close the gap. Tell me you don't feel it, he said softly, desperately. Tell me you don't feel the pull, the need, the certainty that you're mine and I'm yours. I feel it. My voice broke. I feel all of it. But that doesn't change anything. It changes everything. His hand reached out, almost touching my face before he caught himself. I've been looking for you my whole life, Lysandra. I didn't know it was you specifically, but I've been searching. Every woman I met, every potential match the pack suggested, none of them felt right. None of them were you. Kale? 1 week. His eyes burned into mine. We have 1 week here at the summit. 1 week before we return to our territories and probably never see each other again. Give me that. Please. Give you what? A chance to know you, to talk to you, to be near you even if we can never have more. His voice was raw with need. I know it's selfish. I know it will make this harder. But I can't walk away without at least trying to understand what we could have been. I should have said no, should have protected both of us from the inevitable heartbreak. But looking into his eyes, feeling the bond singing between us, I found myself nodding. 1 week, I whispered. But Cale, this doesn't change the ending. We still can't be together. I know. His smile was sad, beautiful, but I'll take 1 week with my mate over a lifetime with anyone else. As he walked away, leaving me alone in the moonlit garden, I realized I'd just made a terrible mistake. Because 1 week with Cale Nightshade would never be enough, and walking away from him at the end might destroy me completely. Chapter 2. Stolen Moments. The next morning I found a note slipped under my door. Meet me in the East Gardens at dawn. K. I should have ignored it, should have stayed in my room and avoided him completely. Instead, I was dressed and sneaking through the summit grounds before the sun had fully risen. He was waiting by the fountain, his back to me, and even from behind he took my breath away. You came, he said without turning around. How did you know it was me? I can feel you through the bond. Every time you're near, my wolf knows. He turned and his smile was devastating. Did you sleep? No. You. Not a wink. He gestured to the bench. Sit with me? We sat, careful to maintain distance, though the bond protested every inch between us. Tell me about yourself, he said. The real you, not the alpha heir everyone sees. So I did. I told him about how I hated formal events, but loved training with my pack warriors. How I'd rather be running through the forest than attending political dinners. How I dreamed of traveling beyond our territories, but was trapped by duty. I feel like I'm in a cage sometimes, I admitted. A very beautiful, very comfortable cage, but still a cage. I know exactly what you mean. His eyes were soft. My whole life has been preparation for taking over the pack. Every decision made with succession in mind. Every relationship evaluated for political advantage. That sounds lonely. It is. His hand moved across the bench, not quite touching mine, but close enough that I could feel his warmth. Until now. Kyle. I know. 1 week. No promises beyond that. His smile was sad. But can we at least be honest with each other? For these few days? What do you want me to say? That you feel it too. That this bond isn't one-sided. That somewhere in your practical, duty-bound heart, you want this as much as I do. I should have lied. Should have protected us both. I do, I whispered. I feel it all, and it terrifies me. His hand finally touched mine, just our fingers intertwining, and the bond blazed gold between us. We're going to break each other's hearts, aren't we? He said softly. Probably. Worth it? I looked at him. Really looked at him. At the man fate had chosen for me. The one I couldn't have. Yes, I breathed. Worth it. For the next 6 days, we stole every moment we could. Early morning meetings in the gardens. Late-night conversations on the balcony outside the library. Stolen glances across crowded rooms during official events. I learned that Kyle loved poetry, but pretended not to. That he had a wicked sense of humor hidden beneath his serious exterior. That he played the piano beautifully, but only when he thought no one was listening. He learned that I could beat any warrior in my pack, but was terrified of spiders. That I collected old books, even though I rarely had time to read them. That I sang when I thought no one could hear. We learned each other, memorized each other, fell deeper into a love we couldn't keep. On the 5th night, we were in the library, our usual meeting place, when he pulled out a small leather journal. I want you to have this, he said. What is it? Everything I'm feeling. Everything I can't say out loud. Everything I want to remember about these days with you. His eyes held mine. So that when we're apart, when we're fulfilling our duties and pretending this never happened, you'll know. you'll have proof that someone saw you, really saw you, and loved what they found. Tears burned my eyes. Cale. I love you, Lysandra Silvercrest. The words hung between us, precious and painful. I know I shouldn't. I know it's forbidden. I know it changes nothing. But I love you anyway. I love you, too. The admission broke something inside me. Moon goddess, help me. I love you, too. He kissed me then. Our first kiss. Our only kiss. It was gentle and desperate, claiming and surrendering all at once. His hand in my hair, my fingers clutching his shirt. The bond blazing so bright between us I could see it even with my eyes closed. When we parted, both breathless, his forehead rested against mine. Tomorrow's the last day, he whispered. I know. We could run. Tonight. Just disappear. Let our packs think we died or were captured and spend our lives hiding, always running, never able to go home. I cupped his face. That's not a life, Cale. That's a prison. Then what do? We say goodbye. The words tasted like ash. We fulfill our duties. We find other mates, approved ones, and we live the lives we're supposed to live. I don't want another mate. Neither do I. But we don't have a choice. His laugh was broken. The moon goddess is cruel. She gave us 1 week. Maybe that has to be enough. But we both knew it would never be enough. That night, I lay awake in my room, clutching his journal, reading his words. I don't believe in love at first sight. Or I didn't, until I saw you. You walked into that hall like you owned it, all fire and grace and fierce beauty. And my wolf knew, before our eyes met, before the bond formed. He knew you were ours. I wonder if you understand what you are to me, not just my fated mate, though that's miracle enough, but your hope. Proof that there's more to life than duty and obligation, that somewhere in this carefully controlled existence, there's still room for magic. I'll never forget you, Lysandra. Even when I'm old and mated to someone else, even when I'm Alpha and you're leading Silvercrest, I'll remember these days. These stolen moments, this impossible love. You asked me once what I wanted most in life. I told you peace for the packs. I lied. What I want most is you. Just you. Always you. I cried until there were no tears left. And in the morning, when the summit ended and our packs prepared to leave, I watched Cale Nightshade ride away without looking back. The 1 week was over, and my heart went with him. Chapter 3. The Curse. 3 months later, everything fell apart. I was in a council meeting when the messenger arrived, breathless and panicked. Alpha! The northern border, there's been an incident. My father stood immediately. What kind of incident? The Nightshade heir. He's unconscious, dying. Some kind of curse. The room spun. What? He was on patrol when it happened. Collapsed suddenly. Their healers can't wake him. Can't figure out what's wrong. The messenger looked terrified. Alpha Theron is requesting aid, asking if Silvercrest's healers might know something they don't. Of course. We'll send our best. My father turned to me. Lysandra, you've studied ancient healing more than anyone. You should go. Me? The alliance between our packs is crucial. If the Nightshade heir dies. He didn't finish the sentence. Didn't need to. Kyle's death would devastate Nightshade. Might even lead them to suspect foul play from us, which meant I had to save him. Even if seeing him again would destroy me. I arrived at Nightshade territory with our healers 2 hours later. The pack house was chaos, warriors everywhere, healers running between rooms, the scent of fear and desperation thick in the air. Alpha Theron met me at the entrance. He looked 10 years older than he had at the summit. Lysandra Silvercrest, thank you for coming. Where is he? This way. He led me to Cale's chambers, and my heart stopped. Cale lay in his bed, pale as death, barely breathing. Dark veins spread across his skin like poison, pulsing with unnatural shadow. I was at his side before I could think, my hand finding his. The bond flared weakly, barely there, and terror shot through me. "What happened?" I demanded. "We don't know." Theron's voice was ragged. "He was fine yesterday. Went on patrol this morning. An hour later, he collapsed. We found these marks appearing on his skin, and he hasn't woken since." I studied the dark veins carefully. They looked familiar. Too familiar. "This is old magic," I said slowly. "Very old. A binding curse." "What kind of binding?" "The kind that punishes forbidden bonds." My blood ran cold. Someone knew about us. About the mate bond between Cale and me. The room went silent. "Your mates?" Theron whispered. "But the treaty?" "I know." I couldn't look away from Cale's pale face. "We met at the summit. The bond formed. We spent 1 week together, then went our separate ways. We didn't act on it beyond that. Didn't break the treaty. But someone found out anyway." One of Nightshade's healers stepped forward, an elderly woman with sharp eyes. "This curse, I've read about it. It's designed to punish forbidden mate bonds, to force a choice." "What choice?" "The bond must be completed or broken. Fully, irrevocably, one way or the other." Her expression was grim. "If the bonded pair try to ignore it, try to exist in limbo, the curse kills them both." "Both?" My hands shook. "You mean You'll start showing symptoms soon, within hours probably. The curse affects both mates equally." I looked down at my hands. Already I could see the faint shadow of dark veins beginning to appear. "How do we break it?" Theron demanded. "Complete the bond. Mark each other, claim each other, become true mates. Or reject each other completely, sever the bond forever." The healer's voice was soft. "But rejection of a fated mate bond is difficult, painful. Many don't survive it." "And if we complete it?" I asked. "If we mark each other?" "The curse breaks, but you'll be bonded for life. And the treaty will be violated. Yes, I understand." I stood on shaking legs. "Can I have a moment alone with him?" Theron hesitated, then nodded. 5 minutes. When the room cleared, I sat beside Cale, taking his cold hand in mine. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I should have been stronger. Should have rejected you at the summit instead of giving us that week." But even as I said it, I knew it was a lie. That week with Cale had been worth any price. Even this one. "Wake up," I begged, tears streaming down my face. "Please wake up. I need you to wake up so we can figure this out together." His hand twitched in mine. His eyes fluttered. And then, miracle of miracles, they opened. Those steel-gray eyes found mine, and despite everything, he smiled. "Lysandra," he breathed, "you're here." I'm here, and I'm not leaving." "The curse." "I know. They told me." I gripped his hand tighter. "We have a choice to make. Complete the bond or reject it." "Yes." He struggled to sit up and I helped him, my heart breaking at how weak he was. "If we complete it, we violate the treaty," he said. "Our packs could go to war." "I know." "If we reject it, we might not survive." "I know that too." He cupped my face with a trembling hand. "What do you want to do?" I looked at him, this man I'd known for 1 week but loved with my entire soul, this forbidden mate who wasn't supposed to be mine. "I want to be selfish," I whispered. "For the first time in my life, I want to choose what I want instead of what I should want." "Then choose." His eyes held mine. "Choose us, Lysandra. Choose this bond. Choose me. What about the treaty? The alliance? Our packs? We'll figure it out. Together. But I can't." His voice broke. "I can't reject you. Even if it kills me, I can't do it. Neither can I. Then we mark each other, complete the bond, and deal with the consequences together." The dark veins were spreading across both of us now, the curse tightening its grip. "It has to be now," I said. "We're running out of time." "Then come here." He pulled me close, and despite the curse, despite the danger, the bond between us blazed bright. "Be mine, Lysandra, completely, irrevocably, forever. Only if you're mine the same way. Always." I tilted my head, exposing my throat. "Mark me." His canines extended, and he bit down on the juncture of my neck and shoulder. The pain was brief, but the pleasure, oh, the pleasure was overwhelming. Power rushed through me, golden and perfect, the bond snapping fully into place. When he pulled back, his mark gleamed silver on my skin. "My turn," I whispered. I bit down on his throat, claiming him the way he'd claimed me, and felt the bond complete. The moment my teeth left his skin, the curse shattered. The dark veins vanished from both of us. Cale's color returned. His strength came flooding back. And the bond was everything. I could feel him, all of him, his love, his relief, his joy. Could feel how much he'd missed me these past 3 months. Could feel how terrified he'd been that we'd have to reject each other. "Lysandra," he breathed, pulling me into his arms. "My mate. My love. Mine." "Yours," I agreed. "Always yours." We kissed, deep and claiming, the bond singing between us. When we finally pulled apart, reality crashed back. "Your father's going to kill us," I said. "Both our fathers, probably." But Cale was smiling. "Worth it?" "Absolutely worth it. Good, because I have a plan." "What kind of plan?" "The kind where we convince our packs that this bond, this forbidden, impossible bond, is exactly what they need." I looked at him skeptically. "And how do we do that?" His smile was sharp, confident. "We show them what fated mates can really do when they work together." Chapter 4. The Union. The confrontation happened within the hour. Both our fathers stormed into Cale's chambers, their faces purple with rage. "You marked each other," my father roared. "You violated the treaty." "We had no choice," Cale said calmly. "It was complete the bond, or die from the curse." "What curse?" Theron demanded. So we explained. About the summit. About the mate bond forming. About the week we'd spent together. Carefully not violating the treaty beyond acknowledging what we were to each other. And about the curse that had punished us for daring to be mates. "Someone knew," I said. "Someone powerful enough to cast ancient magic. Someone who wanted to force our hand." "Or destroy both heirs," Cale added. "Which would have thrown both our packs into chaos." That gave both fathers pause. "Who would have that kind of power?" my father asked. "And that kind of motive?" Theron added. "I don't know," I admitted. "But whoever it was, they've succeeded. Cale and I are bonded now. The question is, what do we do about it?" "You know what the treaty demands," my father said heavily. "You've violated it. Both your packs. Could go to war. Yes, we know." Cale stood, pulling me up beside him. "Or we could propose something different." "Like what?" "A merger." Silence. "Hear me out," Cale continued. "Silvercrest and Nightshade have been allies for generations. We share borders, resources, trade routes. We're stronger together than apart. What if, instead of fighting over this bond, we use it to unite our packs completely?" "You want to merge 2 of the most powerful packs in the North?" Theron stared at him. "That's unprecedented, yes, but also strategic." I stepped forward, the alpha in me recognizing the brilliance of his plan. "Think about it. Together, we'd control half the northern territories. We'd be unassailable. No pack would dare challenge us." "And the leadership?" my father asked. "Joint rule. Cale and I lead together, combining the strengths of both packs." I looked at Cale, seeing the same determination in his eyes. The treaty was designed to keep us separate, to maintain balance. But balance through separation is fragile. Unity through bonding, that's strength. The fathers exchanged long looks. This would require approval from both councils, Theron said slowly. Both packs would need to agree, my father added. Then let's ask them. Kyle's hand found mine. Let's give them the choice. War over a violated treaty, or unity through a completed bond. It took 3 days of intense negotiations. 3 days of council meetings, pack assemblies, and heated debates. But slowly, support built. The younger wolves loved it. A love story for the ages. Forbidden mates choosing each other over duty. The warriors saw the strategic advantage, combined forces, shared resources, unstoppable strength. The elders were harder to convince, but even they couldn't deny the logic. And through it all, Kale and I stood united. 2 heirs becoming one leadership. 2 packs becoming one family. On the 4th day, both councils voted. The merger was approved. There will be conditions, Theron said. Protections for both bloodlines. Assurances that neither pack loses its identity in the union. We accept any reasonable conditions, I said. And there will be a trial period, my father added. 1 year to prove this merger works. If it causes more problems than it solves, we revisit the decision. Understood. That night, Kyle and I stood on the balcony of what would become our shared chambers, looking out over the combined territories. We did it, he said softly. We actually did it. We turned a curse into a blessing. I leaned into his warmth. Who knew forbidden mates could be so persuasive? It helps that we're both terrifyingly competent. His arms wrapped around me, and that our packs were tired of maintaining separation when alliance was easier. Think it'll work? Really work? I know it will, because we'll make it work. He turned me to face him. Together we're unstoppable, Lysandra. The moon goddess knew what she was doing when she made us mates. Even though we were forbidden? Especially because we were forbidden. The best things in life are worth fighting for. I kissed him, deep and claiming, the bond singing between us. We'd broken the rules, violated the treaty, challenged generations of tradition, and in doing so, we'd created something stronger than law or custom. We'd created love. Chapter 5. The Enemy Revealed. The merger proceeded smoothly for 2 months. Too smoothly, I should have known something was wrong. It started with small things. Border patrols reporting strange scents. Scouts finding evidence of someone watching our territories. Resources going missing from shared supply houses. Someone's testing us, Kale said during a strategy meeting, probing our defenses. But who? I studied the map of reported incidents. And why? Maybe someone who doesn't want this merger to succeed, suggested Marcus, one of our combined council members. Or someone who wanted us divided and weak, Kale added. Then the attacks started. Nothing major, just enough to sow discord. A Silver Crest patrol ambushed near what used to be the border. A nightshade hunting party finding their prey poisoned. Small incidents designed to make each pack suspect the other. This is deliberate, I told Kale privately. Someone's trying to restart the old rivalries. Someone with resources, organization, power. His jaw clenched. Someone who doesn't want our packs united. Who benefits from us being separate? We made a list. Neighboring packs who'd been nervous about the merger. Rival businesses who'd lost contracts when we combined resources. Old families who'd opposed the changes. But none of them had the kind of power needed for that curse. Ancient magic, old enough to bind fated mates. I was reviewing our research late one night when it hit me. Kyle, I said slowly, who told your father about the treaty? The original treaty between Silvercrest and Nightshade? It's been in place for generations. I assume it was our ancestors. He stopped. Why? Because someone wanted to make sure we stayed separate, someone who benefited from that separation. My mind raced. And someone who had access to ancient magic. Who would have both? An elder. Someone old enough to remember the original treaty, powerful enough to curse us. We looked at each other as the same name occurred to both of us. Elder Meredith, we said in unison. Elder Meredith served on both councils. She'd been alive when the treaty was signed. She'd been the loudest voice opposing the merger, and she practiced old magic. But why? Kyle asked. What does she gain from keeping us apart? I don't know, but we need to find out. The next day we confronted her. We brought witnesses, our fathers, the council members, the pack elders, made sure everything was public and documented. Elder Meredith, I said formally, we have reason to believe you cursed Alpha Heir Kale and myself when we discovered our mate bond. She didn't even try to deny it, just smiled, cold and sharp. Finally figured it out, did you? Took you long enough. Why? Kale demanded. Why curse your own future leaders? Future. Because you were never supposed to be leaders together. Her composure cracked, revealing rage beneath. The treaty was designed to keep Silvercrest and Nightshade separate, equal, balanced. But we're stronger together. You're an abomination together. She stood, power crackling around her. I was there when the treaty was signed. I know what it was really for. What do you mean? My father asked sharply. The original Silvercrest and Nightshade Alphas were brothers. They split the territories to prevent war between their children, made the treaty to ensure their bloodlines never merged again. Her eyes fixed on us. Because merged, their power would be unstoppable, would threaten every other pack in the region. So you cursed us to keep us apart, I said. I cursed you to force a choice. Thought you'd be smart enough to reject each other, spare yourselves the pain. Her laugh was bitter. But you chose love over duty, chose each other over your pack's safety. Our packs are safer united, Kale argued. Your packs are targets united, don't you see? Separately, you're strong. Together, you're a threat. Every pack from here to the coast will be looking for ways to bring you down. Let them try, I said coldly. We're not afraid. You should be. She looked at us with something like pity. I tried to save you from this fate, from the burden of that much power, that much responsibility. By trying to kill us? By trying to give you an out. But you wouldn't take it, she sighed. So now you'll learn the hard way. Power like yours attracts enemies. And love. Love makes you vulnerable. Love makes us stronger, Kale countered. We'll see. She turned to the councils. I accept whatever punishment you deem appropriate. I'm old, I'm tired, and I'm done fighting fate. They exiled her, stripped her of her council position, her pack standing, her home. Sent her to live out her days in the neutral territories where she could cause no more harm. But her words haunted me. Do you think she's right? I asked Kale that night. That we've made ourselves targets? Probably. He pulled me close. But she's wrong about love making us weak. Love gave us something to fight for. Something worth protecting. Each other. Each other. Our packs. This union we've built. His hand covered my heart. I'd rather face 1,000 enemies with you at my side than be safe and alone. Good thing I feel the same way. As we lay together, the bond humming between us, I thought about fate and choice and forbidden love. We'd broken every rule to be together, and we'd do it again in a heartbeat. Chapter 6. The Challenge. The challenge came 6 months after Meredith's exile. Alpha Dorian of the Western Territories sent formal notification. He was invoking the old laws to challenge our leadership. He can't do that, my father protested when we received the message. The merger is legal, approved by both councils. But unprecedented, Theron countered. And the old laws allow challenges to non-traditional leadership structures. What exactly is he challenging? I asked. Kale read the formal document. Our right to joint rule. He's claiming that two heirs from formerly separate packs can't effectively lead a merged pack. That we're either Silvercrest or Nightshade, not both. That's ridiculous. That's legal. Marcus looked grim. If he wins the challenge, the merger dissolves. The packs separate again. And Kale and I already knew the answer. Would be forced to choose, one pack or the other, but not both. Which meant separating us. Breaking what we'd built. When's the challenge? Kale asked. Full moon, 2 weeks. Theron's expression was dark. And it's not just a legal challenge. He's demanding trial by combat. Of course he is. I stood, already planning. What are the terms? Single combat. You and Kyle against Dorian and his chosen second. Marcus handed over the formal terms. First blood ends it. Winners take all. We accept, Kale and I said in unison. You haven't even discussed, my father started. There's nothing to discuss. I looked at Kyle, feeling his determination through our bond. We fought for this union. We'll fight to keep it. The next 2 weeks were brutal training. We worked with our best warriors, honing our combined fighting style. Learned to anticipate each other's moves, to fight as one unit instead of two separate fighters. The bond helped. Through it, we could feel each other's intentions, react to each other's instincts. But we'd never fought together before. Never tested our skills against real opposition. You're overthinking, Kale said one evening after a particularly frustrating session. I'm preparing for every possibility. You're trying to control the uncontrollable. He pulled me close. We don't need a perfect strategy, Lysandra. We just need each other. What if that's not enough? It will be, because we're fated mates. Because the moon goddess chose us. Because when we fight together, we're unstoppable. I wanted to believe him, but as the full moon approached, doubt crept in. Dorian was older, more experienced, had been alpha for decades. His chosen second was a warrior with a fearsome reputation. What if we lost? What if everything we'd built crumbled? What if our forbidden love wasn't enough? The night before the challenge, I couldn't sleep. Hey, Cal whispered, pulling me against his chest. I can feel your anxiety through the bond. Talk to me. I'm scared. Me too. You are? Terrified. Not of the fight, of losing you. His arms tightened. If we lose tomorrow, if they separate us, they won't. We won't let them. But if they do, then we run. We leave everything and disappear. Because I'm not losing you, Kale. Not now. Not ever. His kiss was fierce, claiming. Promise me something. Anything. If it comes down to it, if you have to choose between me and your pack, I choose you, always you. Lysandra, no. I know what you're going to say. That I should choose my pack, my duty, my responsibilities. But you are my choice, Kale Nightshade. You're the one thing in my life I chose freely, and I'm not giving that up. Even if it means losing everything else? Especially then, because you're my everything. He held me until dawn, neither of us sleeping, just memorizing each other's heartbeat. When the full moon rose, we faced Dorian and his second in the ceremonial ring. Every wolf from both territories had gathered to watch. This wasn't just a challenge. It was a test of everything we'd built. Last chance to back down, Dorian called across the ring. Admit this merger is a mistake. Separate peacefully. Never, I called back. Then prepare to lose everything. The battle was brutal. Dorian was good. Better than I'd expected. His second was faster, stronger, more experienced. But Kale and I, we were fated mates. Every move one of us made, the other complemented. Every attack, defended. Every opening, exploited. We moved like water, like wolves, like two parts of one whole. And slowly, impossibly, we gained the upper hand. I saw the opening first, Dorian's left side, unprotected for just a moment. Through the bond, I signaled Kale. He moved right. I moved left. Dorian realized too late. My claws raked across his side, not deep, just enough to draw blood. First blood. The challenge was over. We won. The crowd erupted in cheers, our combined packs celebrating the victory. But all I could see was Kale, bloodied and beautiful, looking at me like I'd hung the moon. "We did it," he breathed. "We did it together." He kissed me in front of everyone, and I didn't care who saw. We'd fought for this love, this forbidden, impossible love. And we'd won. Chapter 7. The Coronation. 1 year after the merger, we were crowned, not as separate alphas, not as Silver Crest or Nightshade heirs, as joint rulers of the United Northern Pack. The ceremony was magnificent, both our fathers passing their authority to us together, the councils affirming our leadership, the packs pledging their loyalty. "I, Lysandra Silvercrest, accept the mantle of Alpha," I said, my voice carrying across the assembled wolves. "I, Kale Nightshade, accept the mantle of Alpha," Kale echoed. "Together," we said in unison. "We pledge to lead with wisdom, strength, and unity." The crowd roared its approval. Later, at the celebration, we stood together watching our packs, no longer divided, but united. "Your mother would be proud," Theron said, approaching us. "Both your mothers would be." "Thank you," Kale said softly. "I was wrong to oppose the merger," my father admitted. "Wrong to think the old ways were better. You've proven that love can be stronger than law, that choosing each other was choosing the future." "We couldn't have done it without your support," I said. "Both of you." "You would have found a way." Theron smiled. "You're both too stubborn to fail." As the celebration continued, Kyle pulled me onto the balcony. "I have something for you," he said. "More gifts? You gave me a crown." "This is different." He pulled out a familiar leather journal, the one he'd given me at the summit. "I found something in the library, a historical record from when the treaty was first signed." "What did it say?" "That the original Alphas, the brothers who split the packs, they were fated mates too." I stared. "What?" "They were bonded to 2 sisters. The treaty was created not just to prevent their children from merging the packs, but because their bondings had caused complications, political issues, power struggles." His eyes found mine. "Sound familiar?" "They were like us." "They were us. Forbidden mates choosing love over politics." He opened the journal to a marked page. "And there's a prophecy, written by one of the sisters before she died." I read the carefully transcribed words. "When shadow falls and packs divide, 2 heirs will meet, their fate aligned. Forbidden love, forbidden bond, will unite what was torn beyond. Through trial and curse and bitter fight, they'll forge a pack both dark and light. And in their union, strength will grow, the future built on love, not woe. We fulfilled the prophecy," I whispered. "We became what they couldn't be, what they hoped their descendants might achieve." His hand covered my heart. "We weren't forbidden because we were wrong. We were forbidden because we were destined. To unite the packs. To show that love is stronger than law, that fate knows better than tradition." I kissed him, deep and claiming, the bond blazing bright between us. "I love you," I said against his lips. "My forbidden mate, my alpha, my everything." "I love you," he replied. "My rule breaker, my partner, my heart." As the full moon rose over our united territory, I thought about the journey we'd taken, from forbidden glances at the summit, to stolen moments in secret, to a curse that forced us to choose, to a merger that united our packs, to a love that defied every law. He'd been forbidden to love me. I'd been forbidden to love him. But fate didn't care about forbidden. and neither did we. Epilogue. 5 years later. Mama, Papa, watch this! I looked up from the council documents to see our daughter, Arya, practicing her shift in the training yard. At 4 years old, she was already showing signs of incredible power, the first child born from the united bloodlines, combining the strength of both packs. Very good, little moon, Kale called, pride evident in his voice. Beside Arya, her twin brother Kieran, quieter but equally powerful, shifted smoothly into his wolf form. They're getting stronger every day, I murmured, watching them play. Just like their mother. Kale's arm slipped around my waist. Speaking of which, how's the expansion project going? The Southern Territories have agreed to join the Alliance. That'll make 4 packs under our unified structure. I leaned into his warmth. Who knew our forbidden love would start a revolution? A peaceful revolution. He kissed my temple. Other packs are following our model. Mergers, alliances based on mate bonds rather than politics. Elder Meredith must be rolling in her grave. Actually, I heard from her last week. I turned to stare at him. What? She sent a letter. Apparently, she's been watching our progress from the neutral territories. Wanted to apologize. His smile was soft. Said she was wrong. That love didn't make us weak. It made us unstoppable. After trying to kill us with a curse, people can change. Even stubborn old elders. Movement from the doorway caught my attention. Marcus entered, followed by several council members. Alphas, we have news from the Western Territories. What kind of news? I asked. Alpha Dorian, the one who challenged you 5 years ago? Marcus grinned. His daughter just found her fated mate, from a rival pack. They want to know if we'd support a merger. Kyle and I exchanged glances. It's spreading, he said softly. The idea that love can unite instead of divide. That forbidden bonds might be exactly what the moon goddess intended. That night, after the children were asleep and the councils had concluded their meetings, Kale and I stood on our favorite balcony, the same one where we'd celebrated our coronation. 5 years, I said softly. Sometimes it feels like yesterday, sometimes like a lifetime. Best 5 years of my life. His arms wrapped around me, even with the challenges, the politics, the endless meetings. At least we faced them together. Always together. He turned me to face him. I have something to tell you. What? I talked to the Moon Priestess yesterday. Asked her about the prophecy, about why we were forbidden. And? She said every generation needs rule breakers. People brave enough to challenge the old ways, to show that tradition isn't always right. His eyes held mine. We were forbidden not as punishment, but as a test, to see if we'd choose love over duty, unity over separation. Did we pass? We're still passing. Every day we lead together. Every pack that follows our example. Every forbidden bond that becomes a strength instead of a weakness. He cupped my face. We didn't just break the rules, Lysandra. We changed them. We showed that forbidden can become fate. That love can be stronger than law. I kissed him, feeling the bond, 5 years strong and still growing, sing between us. From the training yard, I heard our children's laughter. From the pack house, the sounds of our united territory. From all around us, the evidence of what we'd built. All because we'd dared to love the one person we weren't supposed to. All because we'd chosen each other over everything else. All because the moon goddess had blessed us with a forbidden bond that became our greatest strength. No regrets? Kale whispered against my lips. Not even one. Good, because I'm not done breaking rules with you yet. What rules are left to break? His smile was wicked. Let's find out together. As the moon rose over our united kingdom, blessing the forbidden love that had changed everything, I knew one thing for certain. He'd been forbidden to love me. I'd been forbidden to love him. But we'd loved each other anyway, and the moon goddess had been right all along. Some loves are worth breaking every rule. Some bonds are worth fighting every battle. Some mates are worth defying fate itself. We were forbidden, but we were fated, and that made all the difference. Closing. And there you have it, my beautiful dreamers. The story of Lysandra and Kale, proof that forbidden love can become the strongest bond of all. Did this story make your heart race? Did you believe in the power of defying destiny? Then show me some love. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling me which moment made you swoon, and subscribe to Luna's Romance Audiobooks so you never miss a story of impossible love. I want to know, would you choose love over duty? Would you risk everything for your fated mate? Tell me in the comments. And speaking of impossible choices, our next story is going to leave you breathless. It's called The Alpha's Secret Obsession, and it follows a she-wolf who discovers that the mysterious benefactor who's been secretly helping her pack is actually the exiled Alpha who was banished for a crime he didn't commit. He's been watching over her from the shadows for years, and when danger forces him to reveal himself, she'll have to decide if she can trust the man everyone says is a monster. Until next time, my dreamers, may your forbidden loves become your greatest strengths, your impossible bonds become your deepest connections, and your rule-breaking hearts always find their way home. This is Luna, signing off. Sweet dreams, beautiful souls.